This, my friends, is the PCT.
I feel on top of the world.
Oh no, it's happening again. Trouble sets in, waiting for the dividend.
Hello, my name is River, and today I want to talk to you about how I trained for a through hike. So most of this is pretty much based on what I did to get ready to hike the PCT in 2018, combined with everything I wished I'd done but hadn't, and everything that I would change for my future through hikes. So I guess let's just start with the basic. You're preparing to hike a through hike. My biggest thing that I think you should do in preparation for training is start walking quite seriously. You're getting ready. Really, you need to understand what you're training for. And I thought the PCT would be a walk in the park and really quite nice and breezy and be able to hang out in the afternoons, and it would be a bit of a treat, but it's hard work and it's a really big grind. So the reality of what I faced was between 20 and 30 mile days every day. So generally that's between 30 to 50 kilometers, which is massive, back to back with a pack on. Your pack's looking, I mean, for me it was between 12 and, maximum was probably about 16, 17 kilos, which is a lot. And to get that distance, it meant that I was actually hiking all day, every day, which is massive. So my average day I was walking from like 6 a.m. through to 6 p.m, 12 hours hiking with weight every single day. It's going to be really hard to replicate that in your everyday life to train for that. But the best thing you can do is get as close to that as possible. Most of it was flat, but a lot of it was probably uphill and downhill as well. There was not too many stairs, not many stairs at all actually, but a whole lot of uphill, downhill and flat. So make sure you're getting used to all three of those different terrains as well. So the best thing I can recommend is walk as much as you can every single day. Try and get, an hour of walking in. That's going to get a lot of basically your legs and your feet ready. I think you really need to get your feet used to the idea of being worked all day, every day. I came from a desk job in an office, so it was a bit of a shock to the system. Those of you who work standing up, maybe in retail or hospitality, you already have quite a good advantage because your feet are pretty used to being, you're used to being on your feet all day, every day. So that's pretty big. So I really think walk as much as you possibly can and go for walking with weights as well. Whether that's a loaded backpack, awesome, that's ideal, but I understand it's not that practical. So maybe even if you can look at maybe getting a weight vest or something similar, maybe a day pack that you've thrown a few dumbbells in, that's definitely something I did. When you're in the suburbs, it kind of looks weird when you're walking through with the backpack just trying to get your weight up and your walks in. And I understand that in preparation to a through hike, you are sort of working around maybe a full-time job as you finish saving as well. So it's about just getting as used to being outside and walking and moving as possible. I was really lucky. I came from really quite a high level of fitness before I decided to hike the PCT. So my story is that I only discovered the trail about 5 months before I hiked it. As soon as I discovered the PCT, I thought, wow, how do I make this happen? And I realized that in 5 months' time, the next hiking season started. So I was committed. I was off and on my way. I already had a really strong base level of fitness from a previous life of adventure racing, which is a lot of trail running, kayaking and mountain biking. So I had a really, really good committed PT who already knew exactly everything I was usually working for, and then she tweaked a lot of my weekly sessions to be aimed specifically at hiking. So what that meant was everything I was doing suddenly really focused on single leg work, specifically working all of my glutes, quads and calves. So most of it was all weighted, knowing that I'd be carrying a backpack, and it was every workout under the sun you can think of that basically just focused on booty and legs. So anyone who's in any kind of at home workout, because it's COVID at the moment, and You know, just look up glute workouts, look up quad workouts, look up calf workouts, and you'll be on your way. And then another piece of advice I can give you is get used to wearing your shoes. So it's so easy, especially with the popularization of a lot of specific shoes like ultras, for example. A lot of hikers run into trouble because they've never used something which is called a zero drop shoe, which means that the sole in the bottom of it is actually completely flat, whereas most shoes kind of have a bit of an incline towards the back of the heel. And it works really well for some people, and other people, their Achilles tendon really doesn't handle it very well because they haven't been training in those shoes, and it's completely different to what they're used to. Plus walking, you know, up to 20-mile days when you start in a whole new shoe that changes their physiology and the way that their body kind of works. So really, really important to break in the shoes that you plan on hiking in, understanding where a lot of your hot spots are. It's where your blisters will be starting, so you know in advance a lot of your foot care issues and the places to look out for. Me, a good example is that I know that my heels always rub in the shoes that I wear. So as a preventative measure, I then taped all of my heels for the first 3 months of the trail. And that's only because in every other shoe that I've broken in and tried, I know that that's an issue for me. And the only way you're going to learn that for yourself is by breaking in the gear. The one thing I guess I didn't do and I wish that I did for training for the PCT was I did a lot of strength-based work on my legs, and I had an okay base level of cardio fitness, but I kind of didn't make that the priority, and I'm not someone who generally enjoys running. So once I got out there, I realized that, okay, my strength was pretty reasonable, but my cardio probably wasn't as high as I would have liked it to be to find the trail easy, effortless. I don't know, it's probably never going to be either of those. It's always going to be work, but I do remember thinking, geez, I'm surprisingly out of shape for cardio. And so the thing that I would be changing for my future through hikes is a focus on running and incorporating running into my training. The good thing about running is that it does work the legs and the glutes and all the right spots for hiking. And it also increases my cardio levels as well. So I think the things that I really found difficult was walking and talking, and I'm a big talker, and when you meet so many people out there and so much of it is uphill and you're trying to walk uphill and talk to these new people that you're meeting, and you kind of just feel really unfit. So learning to or you know, incorporating a bit of trail running into my training is definitely something I'm going to be doing in the future. Apart from that, it's really just moving your body as much as possible. Get used to the idea of little rest. Get used to the idea of, you know, everything being grubby. I mean, it's not physical training, but it's mental training as well. The PCT or any through hike is like once you get through the first half of any through hike, it is a mental challenge more than it is a physical challenge. Your body gets really, you know, you get really trail fit really quickly when you're out there, but your mind, you just get tired. So I would really say that the other half of the training you need to do is mental preparation for what you're signing up for and what life is going to be like once you're actually out there. And be prepared for limited rest. Be prepared for you know, sub-average or very poor nutrition if that's the direction you go. It's actually really hard to get highly nutritious meals the whole way because it's 6 months worth of, you know, if you want to be going good quality backpacker meals, that adds up and ends up really expensive. So, you know, there's so much more than just the physical brunt aspect of it. Nutrition plays into it so much, and that is a big thing that I would be changing for my next few through hike as well. And just understanding the mental grind and knowing why you're out there and having that to fall back on and remind yourself, you know, why am I still doing this day in, day out? It's hard, it's long, my body hurts. But yeah, hopefully that helps. There is so much that goes on in your head out there. It's phenomenal, and it is really hard to capture. Maybe check out one of my other videos. I think it's tips for a successful through hike that talks a little bit more about your why and the mental side of it, and really a way to be able to stay on trail once it starts getting a bit tough. But that's it for now, guys. That is everything that I would do to train for my next through hike, and also everything that I've done previously and all of that. So please, if there's anything else that you have any questions or anything you've done to train for a through hike, make sure you throw it down in the comments, and please, please, please like and subscribe to my channel, because it really, really supports me and is really encouraging. So thank you so much. Any questions, any other videos you want me to make, please just let me know, and I will see you around. Good luck in the trails. Bye, bye, bye.